Hi everyone, welcome. Today we are going to do what I'm just going to call weekly reading. It's interesting because I literally just did this reading, and for whatever reason my microphone decided to turn itself down. So when I went to upload it, there was no sound. I almost spilled over my tea. It's just like one of those days, I don't know. But I really felt pulled to doing this reading, even though I'm having like major sinus problems. Like, I don't know if it's a pollen outside or because I literally cleaned my house yesterday and it needed it. So I don't know if I'm like allergic to dust or what have you. So excuse my sniffling. I almost can't help it. Alright, let's go ahead and get into this. It's all signs. It's going to be about love. It's going to be about life. It's interesting because your last reading, let's just say right now, had 2 Fools in it. And we're going to use the same deck, by the way. I'm just going to look for those synchronicities. But I didn't do Mother Mary in the last one. I don't know why. So we're going to do it now. Let's go ahead and begin. Okay. Grace. I am filled with the same beauty, poise, and divine perfection as all of God's other creatures. Grace. I know we have a few graces here. Alright, so I am going to shuffle, and I haven't touched them since I picked them up, but I am going to shuffle. Alright, none of these came out, but we're not taking them, but we're going to look at them. We have the 9 of Swords, Suffering in Silence. But then look at this. I can't talk. Love Begins. That also wasn't in her. Ace of Cups. And then, I'll be damned, my birthday again, 9/13. I keep seeing it over and over and over again. I gotta look that up. I'm sure there's a message in that. I just keep seeing my birthday, literally. Alright, transformation, though, is about endings, closing of doors, so that transformation can happen. Alright, but that 9 of Swords kind of feels like, a 9 of Swords speaks about unnecessary worry. But nonetheless, there it is, right? Let's give it a couple shuffles this way. I think that should be good. And let's begin the tarot portion. Wow. Ace of Wands. Not your first card in your last reading. And there's no sense in me even saving it because you'll never hear it. You had the 9 of Pentacles. Here you have the Ace of Wands. Funny, I said I'm not even going to talk about it. And I'm already talking about it. Ace of Wands, though. Something is being activated within her. To take some type of, like, let's say, divine action. Movement. Kind of like the Fool. She feels like she's being awoken to something, and maybe it makes all the difference in the world. Alright, positive movement forward. So this ace helps bring along some type of change. Remember, 8 is about a new beginning. It's like she's sailing away, but she's sailing into the sun, and it's positive. So something here is being activated again, like, and one self. And she's alone here in the sailboat. Interesting. But then we have the 3 of Swords. Maybe I don't always like leaving things and people behind. Maybe it's because the 3 of Swords is the exact reason why I'm leaving something behind. We have memories of love. Interesting. 6 of Cups. And then we have the Chariot, Triumph. Right under positive movement forward. Right next to memories of love. And how interesting, because it feels like it all starts from like an emotion, a feeling, an energy, and from that energy, it just seems to start everything moving. Again, in the Ace of Wands, I have to take the action, but I feel like even if I'm taking it alone, maybe I'm not taking it alone for long. The Chariot represents universal year 7. So the year that we're in. Well, choose wisely. But then look at this, the 9 of Pentacles came back out. So it was in your last reading, and here it is. This is a sense of independence. I feel like the person in the 9 of Pentacles, because it does talk about like being successful in your craft, in what you do, but you're the one who puts the work in. Where did I see? Where did I see? Like I saw, right here, material harvest. Hello. I feel like whatever caused 3 of Swords over here, and maybe even through 2 7s, by the way, back to back, 77. Interesting, 83. And the last reading was my birthday, 9/13. Huh. Anyway, what was I going to say? 7/7. That was your last reading also. 2 of Swords. Called mental conflict here. You'd have to tie the 2 of Swords to the 3 of Swords. There's just no way around it. But despite it, I feel like there's still like, just because, something did not go my way, or even if it's the opposite, maybe, it does break my heart a little bit to leave those I love behind, but yet I feel like you're chasing something. I don't even know if chasing is the right word. Like, I feel like you're following the sun. Alright. You know, some of you is talking about creating something. Maybe it's starting to create your independence. It's funny, you have memories of love, and then what's mirroring it is choose wisely. Just talk about something that's coming back around for some, not everyone. You know, and I feel like if that's the case, then someone has become pretty independent on their own. Not because of the other, let's put it that way. We have the Strength card. We have the Seven of Wands. Standing up for oneself. Defending one's own actions. Maybe what I want to do. It's interesting because I almost feel like I stand up for myself and then whoosh, I'm gone. And then, hello, Eight of Pentacles. So it's interesting. I'm like, what's this? Oh my gosh. Can I say that? How do I say this? Like, I feel like from your heartache came this creative journey, let's say. Because you have the Eight of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles mirroring each other. And it does feel like part of the journey was learning to stand up for yourself, right? Stand your ground type of thing. Knowing when to go. But Strength card talks about self. What did I learn from it? You know, it's the taming of one's own beast. Sometimes it could just be like a lack of trust within yourself, but I don't know. Like, the only place that's really coming from is this Two of Swords over here. Alright, let's keep going. We have the Five of Pentacles. Interesting, because I feel like it's saying at one time, somewhere along the way, someone cut ties. Someone felt left out in the cold type energy. But you know what? I don't feel like it's there. And maybe I've learned from it so much so that I'm actually using it. And maybe it's like actually moved me towards like my own soul group, like my own soul tribe. Even though at the time it didn't feel like that. So I feel like this overrides, or the good feelings, or the good memories, the treasured memories override it. Alright. Six of Wands. Well, that's kind of overriding it, right? You know, often feel like this is your platform. This is you being victorious at whatever it is you're doing. Whatever it is, you know, let's just say after the fact. And what you've done with it. You know, this is the energy when other people really are looking to you. And it can be because of your voice, but it's really because of your own actions, because you've done it. You've been there. You get it. You understand. From 5 to 6. And then look at this. The World. You know, and like the world, it's the next chapter. It just is, but it's something that should be we should look forward to. You know, it's a period of time when we're really starting to understand like these earthly problems, you know, through the energy of our spiritual being. Not all of them, but it makes them different. I'm not going to say easier, maybe, but I feel like, man, some of you are just naturally using that wisdom. Maybe you just feel called to. It's like perfect energy of writing a book. Part of it may talk about how it affected you in a very difficult way. But then, hello, Temperance. So, Temperance speaks of patience, right? And it kind of makes sense, right? Because I almost feel like until this person over here, right, until like this ace shows up, right, and she jumps in his boat, she heads towards the sun. You know, she takes that Three of Swords, and though it's there, she uses it to benefit, to grow. And it's interesting because it just might so happen to put you on a path, especially with the person that you least expected. But again, I feel like it starts with you. What am I holding? Temperance. Divine timing. The right timing. You know, it's almost like going through these human experiences, but coming to the understanding. It's almost like in a flow. Coming to the understanding of the more spiritual you. And again, it just feels kind of like meant to be. And again, creating from that. Alright, let's do one more flip around, see if anything else wants to come out. Hopefully this one will upload okay. Alright, we have the Death card, which really showed in the upright. So, you know, something may have ended. It may not have been to your liking, but maybe it was still time. Maybe. Does represent the card Scorpio, by the way. You know, but when you think about death, you want to think about the rebirth. You know, death is like, don't fear me. Don't fear closing that door. It doesn't mean you're losing the memories. Remember, everything is written in the Akashic records anyway. You don't even have to keep track. Interesting. Alright, we have Star. It's in reverse. We have the Page of Wands in reverse. And then we have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Part of me wants to flip these around. But listen, I feel like the five. Oh, this is the Page of Pentacles. Wait, it's hard. Yeah, Page of Pentacles. Well, Page of Pentacles speaks about, you know, path of wisdom, path of knowledge, learning, growing, becoming more abundant. Can mean in your material things, but also in your wisdom. You know, what am I learning? Well, part of these Five of Pentacles, you know, these things like whoosh, they may happen outside your control, and then being willing to like move through it somehow. I get it. So I feel like, you know, it's almost like my dream exists whether I say it does or I say it doesn't. Because I feel like the main thing here is like, if you take inspired action, if you feel inspired, at least to learn, let's say, or to open yourself up to something, and maybe it's a completely different path. I don't know. Maybe you are starting at the beginning, and maybe for some of you, you're like, what am I doing? Well, follow it for a little bit. You know what I mean? If you feel piqued, your interest is piqued, follow it. See where it leads you. You never know. Some of you, I kind of feel like you are leaving one thing, and you're jumping in that boat. You're jumping on the horse. And I do feel like you're heading back. But I feel like the main reason I'm heading back is because I'm looking for that innocence again. And I think you'll find it. But I do feel like, listen, I feel like once you jump in that boat, everything else here is solved. I just feel like it is. So let's leave it at that. But let's read Grace. Right next to God. Alright. You received this card because Mother Mary sees your graceful beauty, and she wants to help you see this in yourself too. This is a message about increasing your self-confidence and sense of self-worth. As you feel better about yourself, your actions will shift in positive ways, which will create a healthier climate for you and your loved ones. Today, envision how Mother Mary would handle each situation you face. Emulate her composure as you gracefully embrace everything that comes your way. Your grace will naturally draw wonderful people and experiences to you. Naturally. I learn again, naturally. Who sang that? Jim Croce? Jim Croce, maybe? I learn again. I'm not going to sing it again. Anyways, guys, I'm going to leave that be. Please excuse my sniffling. Like, literally, I just can't help it. I hope this resonates in some way. It feels, it feels important, but yet at the same time, I feel like it feels like, you had, let's put it this way, you had the wheel reversed in the last reading that I literally did right before this one. And it was a reverse because someone was thinking. And it was funny because they were with someone who was quite the opposite of someone you want to be stuck with. This person was like, would fill other people's cups before they fill this person's cup. So, like, and I feel like really what it was saying is that was a free will choice. They weren't a soulmate. And you didn't, and it's okay to make a free will choice. There's still things to learn from it. So I don't know why I felt like I needed to bring that up. Because I feel like knowing that freed someone. And, yeah, I'll never get the volume back. So I want you to know that. Alright, I love you guys. I thank you. I'll see you next time at our table. Bye-bye.